Hello, Facebook. So we're just fine tuning everything on Instagram, we're fine tuning everything on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Awesome. It looks good to go.
It looks good on Facebook. I love the new layout, Noel.
Great. Also, a bit of background. So you're watching us on Instagram. You can't see what I'm showing behind on Facebook and LinkedIn. Is that I just have a colored background. But on Instagram, you get to see Alvin's gym. He's at his gym right now. I'm not at the gym. But you can see a background of one of our studios, and that studio is called the Unicorn Room. It's one of the studios at my gym, which is Daily Muscle Lighthouse. Alvin will tell you a little bit more about his gym. Now you may be wondering, right? Okay, so did you all stop the Q&A and now turned it into a gym show? No, 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 no. We want, actually, I think a lot of the things that we've done in the past 30 episodes are still there. Still ask questions. We're still using this new format, this new show to teach, to share our experience. And we named the show. And firstly, thank you to all of y'all who sent in name suggestions for our shows. We had some that were like, I don't know if you all were joking or not, but we had some really, really out there suggestions. But thank you so much for giving those suggestions. We looked at all of them, and in the end, we still keeping a list, okay? But right now, we felt that we wanted to go with two guys and their gyms, and honestly, that's who we are. We are both gym owners, but we all have our story, and this show is not about how to run a gym, but it's really looking through our eyes and us sharing our experience and answering questions and sharing things like today's episode. We're going to talk about becoming a better you. We're going to share it from the point of the clients that we're working with, personal stories of running a gym. This show will be very different if I was a cook in a restaurant, right? So, so we called it. We're calling it Two Guys in the Gyms because that's the filter and that's the lens that we wanna do this show through. And let me know what you think about our new topic. But our question to start off, okay, is I want to know where you're streaming in from. So type in below whether you're from KL, PJ, or anywhere else. And today is Read a Book Day. In case you didn't know, I also learned this today. Today is Read a Book Day, and how appropriate, because I think becoming a better you is all about learning, always learning. So I want to ask you, what's the last thing you learned, or what's the last book you read? All right, not just a few pages, but like literally finish the whole book. Comment below. Alvin and I would love to know, and I bet you that there's going to be similarities, and I think the books that you read may be the same books that we've read as well. But that's the hello from me. Over to you, Alvin. I'm going to pass it to Alvin to maybe Alvin give us a bit of introduction. Like I know I said that you are standing at your gym, but maybe tell us where's your gym, what's it called, and then a little bit of maybe what we have in store for everybody today in our
All right.
brand new Two Guys and Their Gyms show.
Yes, I love it. So this is not a green screen. This is actually my private personal training studio. I don't like to call it gym because a lot of people say, Alvin, is it a gym? Can I pay per entry? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not. It's a one-to-one private personal training studio. And that's what I do in Kajang. And I specialize only on personal training. And this is it. This is where we are going to share our experience with you. And I love that you bring that up, Noel. We got so many great suggestions on name. Some of it is funny. Some of it you're wondering like, if you take this name, the show is going to look a little bit different, but perhaps maybe after next 10, 20, 30 episodes, we'll keep all those in mind. So we welcome you to our show, Two Guys and Their Gym. We changed the layout on Facebook. Do let us know what you think of our new layout on Facebook. And we have new segment, as Noel shared with you today. Our topic for episode 31 is being a better you. And of course, we have segments consist of announcement, topic of the week, and ask us anything. So if you have questions about health, fitness, or questions that I'd like to ask Noel and me, anything besides fitness, this is an opportunity for you because we have segment Ask Us Anything. Okay. And once again, if you are new right here on Facebook and LinkedIn, you just have to comment your question on Instagram, put it on the little question mark, and Noel will pick it up and we all will be able to see. So Noel, do we have any response from the last book you read and where are they tuning in?
Yeah, there's a bunch. Okay, so I'm gonna read this out. Keep it coming. If you just tune in, welcome. Comment what's the last thing you learned. And I'm scrolling through because there's so Sharon Cosset, she's from Shalam, and she read the news about Wonton Mee at Uptown. Okay, so well, that's true. I did ask y'all what's the last thing you learned. How about that? Okay, but thank you for sharing,
Yes.
Sharon. I hope it was some good Wonton Mee they're talking about. Hi, Trolley Girl. Jonathan is asking where does he check on Facebook? It's on Alvin's. Alvin's, look for Alvin. I'm sure we're all friends
Yes.
connected on Facebook. You will see the
Yes,
different
Jonathan.
feed there. Michelle is here. Jackie, hi Jackie. Jackie Talley says the last thing she read is called The Wife Upstairs. I haven't heard of that one. Thank you for sharing that.
Because your wife is downstairs, Noel.
Wait, is she talking about a book or okay? Anyway, Shally saying she misses this place. I think she's talking about your studio, Alvin. And Penny saying she recently attended a seminar with Benjamin Seong about training for strength. Great. So Penny, that's the last thing you learned. Awesome. Congrats on always learning, right? And that's relevant to your career, being a trainer. Kim is saying she's currently reading something called Get Out of Your Head. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Kim. John Make It So is here as well. Hello, friends. Chui Peng is here. Kashif is here. Mong Peng is Subang. And the book, she put in some Chinese title. I can't read that. Can you, Alvin? Alvin can speak Chinese. I don't know if you can read Chinese.
回不去的家, it means that the book is home that you can't go home. A home that you can't go back.
Right. Okay. Sounds like a sad story, Mong Peng. But thank you for sharing. That's okay. Josephine's here. She says hi. Great. Trolley's from Banda Menjalara. She's currently reading Atomic Habits and Kitchen God's Wife. Awesome. 2 books there. Well done, Aruna. And okay, that's it. That's all the questions. That's all the comments I got from Instagram right now.
And on Facebook and LinkedIn, we have Sharon tuning in from KL. And the last book she read was Tuesday with Morris. That was the same author who wrote 5 People You Meet in Heaven, I believe. And then we got Kylie tuning in from Subang Jaya, and her last book is Functional Anatomy of Yoga. Wow, very, very deep. Of course, we know Kylie's a yoga instructor. Thank you all tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, on Instagram. Do keep the comments coming as we move on to our next segment. This segment is new. It's called Announcement. We decided to put this segment in so that to share with you what's happening in the life of Alvin and Noel and what's new. And one important news that we want to perhaps invite you, or we want to perhaps raise more awareness. So today's announcement, I'm going to pass to Noel to share what he has for all of us.
Yeah, so our announcement today really is, well, it's not just what's happening in our lives. You can but it's really what we are connected to. So Alvin is right when he said that we want to create awareness. So this is actually my gym, Daily Muscle, is currently organizing. It's actually a fundraiser. We are trying to raise funds for OrphanCare Foundation. And OrphanCare is not an orphanage. Many people actually think it's an orphanage, but it's not. But they find abandoned children, or sometimes parents dump their kids, or they can't, or they have an unplanned pregnancy and they are not able to take care of the child. So they go and surrender the child to OrphanCare, and OrphanCare finds a home, and rather than putting them in an orphanage, finds them a family. So that's what OrphanCare does. And Daily Muscle has been a long-time supporter of OrphanCare for at least about 5 years already now. And every now and then we look for opportunities to raise funds for them. We used to be able to raise a lot of funds last time when the gym was open, because I'll tell you all what we did. Whenever people show up late for a class, we fine them. Or if they late cancel, it's actually, we don't force it on them. It's like a voluntary fine. So if they feel compelled to donate, they put it in. So we used to raise a lot of money for OrphanCare that way. It's hilarious, but it's good. So on September 16, we are having a virtual run. What's up with September 16? It's Malaysia Day. So if you're from Malaysia, we are celebrating Malaysia Day. And the number one question that people have been asking me so far is, do I have to run? I'm not going to run. You don't have to run. Just be a part of what we are doing. And there's two options. You can run or walk 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. We already have about 65, 66 participants already enrolled, consisting of members from our gym and members from the public. Alvin's enrolled as well. And you get a little t-shirt with a unicorn holding, I wish I had a visual to show you, being printed right now. You get a little t-shirt with a unicorn holding a Malaysian flag. So that's kind of cute. And I think everyone really wanted the t-shirt. And like I said, it's just, we wanted to give people a reason to just step out of your house, go for a walk, get some workouts in, and it's not a competitive run. It's not a competition. Although we are going to recognize like the top 10 people, but there's no prizes for being first, second, third, to put it that way. Okay, you run as fast as you want, that's okay. But just wanted you all to know how to find out more about the run. It's actually dailymuscle.com/Malaysia Day in one word, or just look up on my Instagram and you'll see it. I think I posted about it a few days ago. But that's my announcement, is that we are having a virtual day run. You run around your own house, okay? We're not gathering anywhere. We're not having crowds. It's you stepping out of your house and just getting some movement in. So thank you, Alvin, for giving me some space there to share what we are doing. And over back to you.
I love that. I think anyone who joined that, it's already a winner. That's why everyone is a winner. And all the links and resources mentioned in today's episode is going to be on the Facebook version. So Noel is going to paste the link where you can register. I have registered. I've invited my clients to be part of it. Let's do this. We love what you're doing, Noel, because you are spreading awareness for OrphanCare. And I see that you commit to that organization. And that's something really unique about you. For those of you who are watching on LinkedIn and Facebook, I invite you to please help us grow this episode by sharing, or you can perhaps tag 2 friends on LinkedIn, Facebook, who can benefit from today's episode, or who at least wants to join a virtual run, or enjoys running. Okay, the more you help us to share this talk show, the more that we are able to grow. So Noel and I are really grateful for that. So thank you for being with us for our announcement segment. Our next segment, I invite all of you to topic of the week. And topic of our week this week for episode 31 is becoming a better you. When we want to build muscles, we have to lift more weights, increase our reps. Then we can able to build muscle. That's called progressive overload. So at work, if you are chasing for a promotion, you have to be a better salesperson. You have to be a better leader. You have to hit your KPI. Or perhaps at school, you have to get better grades. You have to be a better athlete for you to reach to the next level. See, in life, in everything we do, we have to be better, or if not, we are just being the same. And the purpose of life is actually to be a better version of ourselves. So that is what Noel and I would love to share with you. And I'm going to start with sharing that I believe when it comes to being a better version of myself, the first thing that comes to my mind is always do the hard thing. I feel that it is doing the hard thing that's going to challenge you. And it is challenge and discomfort that we grow. So doing the hard thing will lead me to become a better version of myself. And Noel, I'll pass that to you.
Yeah, so just to give everyone some context as well, I'm just inviting comments on Instagram. To give everyone some context as well, because we're switching over to a new format. It used to be Q&A last time. The Q&A is still there, but we wanted to just kind of focus the topic. And Alvin and I decided that we wanted to talk about self-improvement, self-growth, becoming a better you. because actually, if you look at a lot of the questions that we've got from episode 1 to 30, they all revolve around improvement. So we want to talk about a few things. Alvin share a little bit about his story. I'm going to share a little bit about my story from my point of view as not just a gym owner, but as a husband, as a trainer, as a coach. And I wanted to share this with you because I think people assume that you're a gym owner or you're a gym guy or you two people are trainers. Therefore, you all got it all together, and you all are like the best. So why are you all talking and telling us to how to become better? It's not that. I'm here to tell you that and want to share some of the struggles that we had and how we overcame them. And before the end of today, I'm going to share with you one thing that one of my mentors told to me, and I spent a lot of money to sit face to face in front of to be in front of this person. And there's one really profound lesson that stays with me until today that really is I apply it to working with my clients, working with anyone who walks into the doors of our gym. And I'll tell you what it is in a moment. Okay, so but hang in there, hanging tight to your seats. So I think becoming a better you is something that it's expected lah. Expected, like parents expect it from you. They expect you to learn and to become better. But I believe everyone has their own journey. I don't know about you, Alvin. I don't know about the rest of them watching the show also. Like, I don't think I did the best in school. When I was in school, I just wanted it to be over and then to figure out life after that. Right? I was not focused. I was not looking for opportunities to learn and improve myself when I was in school. Well, that's me lah. Okay, that's me. But I found myself once I finished my studies, and I got a qualification in computer science. I had a job in IT. That's how I started. I didn't start becoming a trainer. Then I found myself that I was wanting to learn how to do things. I wanted people to do that. Okay, how do I sign up for a program and learn how to do that, right? See, if only we did this in school, but no, in school we just played around. So that's how my journey started. And I think the best investment, the best thing you can do is the investment that you make in yourself. And like when I went to college and all of that, there wasn't an investment I made to myself. I think my parents paid for it. So it wasn't my investment. But later on, when I started to save money and sign up for things and pay for it, that's when I think the process of becoming better was like 10x. Not saying that everything that happened in school and college was a waste, because I feel that I learned a lot of skills that I put into practice until today, right? But it's that the learning increased when I realized that it's in investment, when I spend money to learn new things. So I'm not here to share a story about how I lost weight or how I built more muscles, and that's also becoming a better version of you. My story is more of one of overcoming obstacles. So I quit my IT job, I became a personal trainer, and then I realized that that's just so much that I can do, one person, right? And then surely there must be more than just going to a client's house and teaching them movements and exercises and helping people lose weight and helping people improve their fitness. Surely there must be more. So my first exposure and the first big step, Alvin, because we all read stuff in magazine and books, but we're looking beyond that. My really big step was actually attending a fitness convention. And I didn't know there was such thing as conventions. The first fitness convention that I heard about was actually the one that happened in Thailand. It still happens in Thailand. It did not happen in person for the past 2 years, but it's Asia Fitness Convention. Now it's known. Then it changed its name to become Asia Fitness Conference. But it's a yearly event. It's a gathering of fitness professionals, and that was my first step. Just exposing myself to the outside world. And to be honest, when I first went to my very first fitness convention, all I wanted to do was just to learn new ways to, do exercises differently. You go and learn new things, and you come back and you teach your clients. But the lesson that I wasn't expecting to learn, and then on became the most significant lesson that I would learn from every other fitness convention after that was realizing that when you put yourself among other people, surrounding yourself with other trainers, other like-minded people. You see, when I was a trainer here, and in whatever industry you may be in, you're watching this show, you may be a yoga instructor, you may be a CrossFit trainer, coach. If you're just there with yourself in your gym, um, that's it. That's the growth doesn't happen because you're not exposing yourself to what's happening out there. And I found that the best way was to attend a fitness convention. So a fitness convention changed my life because I didn't come back home learning well, I learned some new stuff to try with my clients, but I then learned that there was so much more to the fitness industry. It's not just trainer and client. I really thought that that was it and how the whole picture turns out. But there was so much more: coaching, motivation, all these things. And also the whole idea of running a business, helping clients to see success, group coaching. And it was just the exposure, Alvin. And you've done fitness conventions also, and you've also learned that same way. And I became hooked to fitness conventions ever since then. I believe I went to every AFC since then, and even the virtual one, like we were all a part of it. But it changed my life. It really did. If I had not gone to AFC, but was it convenient? It was not convenient. You have to take a flight, got to go to Bangkok. And I think when I went, I didn't go with any friends. I went on my own. The very first one, got to figure things out. Stayed in the cheapest hotels you can find. It's just inconvenient, but we did what we had to do because we were younger, we were hungry, and saved up the money, and we went for it. And that was a stepping stone for me. So I think this message, if there's any fitness professionals out there, I think you all will be able to relate. And the cool thing is, nowadays fitness conventions can come to you because everything's on Zoom nowadays. I think it's much easier right now, but that was my turning point. And I then went on to the next convention. I really took it to a whole different level, and I was hungry for knowledge. And the thing is, I think 10 years ago, so this is 10 years ago, 11 years ago, you can't really learn, like Penny shared just now that she did a program with Ben Seong on strength training. There was no opportunity like this 10 years ago to learn this on the internet. There really was not. So the only way to learn and to grow and to connect with other fitness professionals was to seek out these conferences. So I went all the way to IDEA Fitness Convention, which was in the United States. Also, I was just a younger kid, and I was like, I want to go to America, right? But again, that was life-changing. I met people, I met friends. You come back with ideas. You see things that what people are doing on the other side of the planet, and you come back here to Malaysia and realize, oh my goodness, there's so much potential. So that's my learning experience. That is my story of how I became better in what I wanted to do. It was through fitness conventions. It was by exposing myself to other people, surrounding myself, not exposing myself, but surrounding myself with other people who are better than me. In fact, I'm not sure where I heard this advice from, but someone once told me that if you go into a room and you're the smartest person there, you're in the wrong room.
Oh, Noel, you read my mind.
You got to go somewhere else where you're totally clueless and everyone seems to know what they're doing, and you are like, I don't know, I need to keep up. That's the place you want to be.
Yep.
So I found myself always looking for opportunities like that. There were none really in Malaysia because there were none of these big events. Here, the closest was Thailand. But that kind of started my journey. And I will share one more thing before I pass it over to you, Alvin. Alvin has some testimonials he wants to share, some success stories from his clients. And I will share one thing and say that, because the next thing people will ask me, I've shared this story before, is that how do you afford it? Like, oh, so expensive, right? So my trick was, and it was a school friend of mine who taught me this, but I never did it until I really had to save money. I didn't save money in the bank account or anything like that. But because I was a personal trainer, a lot of my clients used to pay me in cash. They pay me in cash. I had to show up, and then here's for the next 20 sessions, Noel, and I'll get a little envelope and there's cash inside, which is fantastic, by the way. And I set a rule where every time someone hands me 100 ringgit bill, I was not allowed to spend it. Okay, because normally people give more 50s, right, and less 100. I don't want to say 50s. I'll get in trouble. Then I won't have money to survive. So that was the rule that I had. And sometimes when I go to the ATM and I want to withdraw 300 ringgit, if the ATM gives me two 100 notes and two 50 notes, I got to take the 200 notes and keep it aside. So I had a little box in my drawer where I used to accumulate 100 ringgit notes, and it grew enough for me to buy a flight ticket to go to the US, stay there. I think I was there for like 2 weeks, learn. I stayed for, I believe I even did a post-convention certificate, got a few things done, bought some stuff, and came back. So it was like that. It's always pursuing, and it's there was always effort lah to do it, you know. And same thing, like you may be watching, someone may be watching this right now, and like your it's your fitness journey. It's not going to come easy. You got to go out there. You got to invest some money, right? It's you have to have some skin in the game. That means it's got to cost you something. The same way a lot of the things that I did cost me something. For me, it cost me a lot of money to learn all the things that I did. So for you, it may cost you your time. It may cost you it may cost you your money. It may cost you not being able to hang out with your friends on a Saturday afternoon because you're committed to train once a week on Saturdays with your coach, for example. There's always a price that you have to pay in this process of becoming better. So that was a little kind of overview of my story. It wasn't a fitness story, but it was really how I jumped through the steps of growing my fitness career. And again, I will trace back and tell you, anyone watching this, that if I never went to that very first fitness convention, I don't think I'll be doing what I'm doing now. I might still just be that personal trainer, might have some outdoor workouts running in the park, which you're not allowed to now, by the way, and no daily muscle lighthouse, no heroes, no team of coaches. It's a scary thought to imagine that what if I just never took that risk and went for that fitness convention 11 years ago. That was when I did. And if I wouldn't have met you, that's for sure, Alvin. That's where I met you. At
Right.
AFC, right? So the show also wouldn't be happening if Alvin didn't also take that step to go to AFC, because we never met in Malaysia. We met somewhere else, two guys and their gyms, learning how to become better in another country. And then here we are doing the show. So it's just amazing. So yeah, so over to you, Alvin. Do you before you share your wins, but do you have a story like that? As in, like, was there something you did so long ago that reminds you of, you know?
Oh, definitely, Noel. I love that you share about AFC. And I think that every fitness professional that attend AFC already stand out among the crowd. Because us being in the fitness industry, we know people who do the same thing over and over again. Like we have people coming in, I have 20 years of experience in the industry, 20 years training people. I'm like, okay, but you're doing the same thing. You know, whereas you see only a handful of Malaysian in AFC, and those are, I call it superstars, because they stand out in whatever they do, whether it's group classes, personal training, or speakers in general. And coming back to that, Noel, it reminds me that when I was in Celebrity, when I started off as a trainer, I remember that my first salary, I use it to buy NASM exam.
Wow.
And that time, the first basic salary was about maybe 1,002, because first month we are not allowed to have clients. So they only give you the basic to go there and learn 1,002. I remember I used some for food, and then the rest is just go into NASM. NASM that time have installment plan. Yeah, so my goal was, I didn't know anything about fitness as personal trainer. So being one, the first thing to do is that, and just sit and study, a lot of sacrifice. And this is where, I am right now as a certified trainer. And I believe in anything we do, Noel, people will see us as, wow, our wins. But behind our wins, there's a lot of tears, struggle, sacrifice, failure, pain. And I think this applies to everyone.
Yeah.
In any roles that we have in our life, behind the scene is what makes us a better us? What makes you a better you? Because I've yet to met someone who just wins in everything and said, "Oh, it's just like that. It's luck." I think nothing. It's not everything is entirely luck. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hard work happens behind the scene. And coming back to this topic is, I believe our victories or our wins are our motivation to keep us forward. Because I honestly feel we are all destined for greatness, but somehow along the way, we might get comfortable with what we have. Oh, I win a little bit already. Oh, I already have a studio already. Okay, you know what? Let me maintain. And that's how I find myself. When I was a great trainer in celebrity, I got clients, I'm packed, I'm happy. When the moment I'm the best in that room, the moment I step out, I'm realized that, oh my gosh, I'm nobody. You know, celebrity is a room, but the moment I step out, I realize that the whole world don't know who Alvin is. So it's a constant reminder for us to constantly push ourselves to catch, when we are comfortable, and
Yeah.
challenge ourselves. Coming back to what I shared in the beginning, we have to do the hard thing. Like for us fitness trainers, save money, and the hard thing is to spend on education. Whereas the easy thing is to buy more fitness clothes, buy fancy gear, get a new phone, spend. And that's everyone. We have to do the hard thing. And even right now, also, Noel, I know that you do spend on education, self growth, on our business. And like right now, we both have the same mentor. We both are, have a lot of investment in ourselves. And sometimes people wonder, like, our business is not doing as good as last time, but we still make it a point to invest in ourselves. And I like the 100 ringgit notes, Noel. It's
Yeah.
very, I can't imagine that, Noel. If only you have 100 ringgit and you can't, it's really
Yeah.
challenging.
You can. So, but it has to be money that just comes to you, like someone pays you. I had clients who
Yeah.
will pay me sometimes in 100 ringgit notes, and I'll be like, oh my goodness. But secretly also happy because I was building up that money to be able to spend. And I could actually
Yeah.
very quickly I saved enough money to be able to fly overseas to learn. And it's great. And I'm seeing so many comments here on Instagram. And it's a lot of them are people we met at AFC, right? And if you're watching this show and you're wondering like why are you talking so much about AFC, is because I think we've attended AFC multiple times, and it's always because we wanted to become better. That's our process of becoming better trainers, becoming better at working with our clients, becoming better coaches. And in that duration, we met so many people. So we see so many of y'all here as well. And Alvin is right when he said that, like the trainers or fitness professionals or the coaches who invest in themselves, they stand out because you're not only investing in yourself just to learn. I'm pretty sure you're investing in your marketing, in your exposure, in your public speaking, all these things. And it's actually very important to be a trainer to put yourself out there. And a lot of trainers don't realize this because, come to think of it, otherwise it's just you and your 5 clients, and we
Right.
all become trainers. That's the thing about the fitness industry. We all become trainers because we want to help people. I love this job. I love this industry because it starts off by wanting to help. People become a waiter not because I want to help that person get their food. They don't. Most of them do it because of their job, right? But a lot of trainers because I want to help them see the same success that I did. So it starts off like that. But people get stuck in the way and they don't know how to become better. And just buying more books and learning more about exercise science isn't the answer. It's learning how to get yourself out there. Like what Alvin and I are doing is one reason why we do this show, because actually we are able to help more people. Our original intention and passion is to help people to become better. And we become better by putting ourselves out there, and we get to help a lot more of you. So we've kind of like gone past the 4 walls of our gym, actually, right? So it's just 2 guys in their gyms, and outside their 4 walls. That's our next
And everyone else watching this.
and everyone else watching this. But so
Yeah.
there is a question. I just want to because I think it's a cool question. It comes from Sharon Koch. She's asking, what is the writing on the wall behind you, Alvin, above your mirror?
So that was my message. And it says, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And then with the hashtag of be an achiever. So anyone who walks into my studio, I would say to them, you can achieve anything you set your mind to, whether is it a fitness goal or whether is it a life goal. And my core belief is that we are all achievers. I'm an achiever, Noel is an achiever, you watching this is an achiever. And we are achievers in our life in different aspects. So I have a client coming here, I said, you are an achiever in work, you are a CEO, you manage thousands of employees. So in fitness, you are also an achiever. And my role is to help you to that. So that's what us, as me and Noel, as fitness coaches, we help people to understand or to realize their true potential. So if you are watching this, know that you are an achiever. So that's the message. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. And know that doing the hard thing is going to lead you to become a better you. Okay, honestly, you can really achieve anything. However, you have to do the hard thing. For example, if your goal right now is, I want to lose fat, I've been trying to lose fat for the past years, I really want to. Great. Losing fat is simple, but it's not easy because we all know how to lose weight, calorie deficit, I need to walk more, eat less. It's simple, but it's not easy. The hard part is what happens behind the scene. Working on your habits, getting enough sleep, being consistent, remember your motivation, adjusting to your lifestyle, family, work stress. Oh my gosh, we can list that for an hour. So you have to do the hard thing. You have to ask yourself, where in your journey right now, what is the hardest thing? Honestly, for me, like me and Noel, our show is episode 31 because we decided to do the hard thing, to constantly get feet forward, to work on this, to get new equipments, to support the show, to spend time at the site, to sacrifice training clients, sacrifice business opportunity just to make this show work. And we do the hard thing, and this show grows to, I believe there's about 20 people watching, 20 plus people watching us right now, and we are so grateful for that. So do the hard thing, and that's where the growth is.
Yeah. That's great. And Alvin, I know Alvin as someone who has always done the hard thing. You want to tell everybody a little bit about your whole, like why you decided to do the Malaysian Book of Records burpees, breaking that challenge, because I think that's also very tied into what we're talking today, and also tied into what you're talking about. Doing the hard thing. You want to share that story, because I've heard it many times, but there are people here who haven't heard the story. So tell us about that.
So my first record, which is running backwards, the idea came is to raise funds and awareness for charity. And a lot of people do marathon to raise funds. So I decided running a marathon, running forward is too common. I want to do something different. I want to do the harder version. So I ran backwards for 12 hours and we raised funds for an NGO. And then comes to burpees. Why burpees? Because it's hard. No one like it. And it's the full version, which is chest to ground. You have to do your push-ups, come up. You have to, according to the standards. And yeah, I did 2,727 chest to ground burpees for that. It is hard. It is hard. Now, Noel, you see Alvin as like, wow, Alvin got 2 national records. Good for you. But what you don't see is that in order for me to do 2,700 burpees, at the back, I've done close to 20 over 1,000 burpees to accumulate to that. You don't see me doing the boring stuff. Yeah. You don't see me doing the hard stuff. And I feel that in order for us to be achievers, to be winners, to be heroes, the essence, the root is always lies in the hard stuff. Yeah. Why is it so hard for me to lose weight? The answer is actually the hard stuff, which is sleeping early, drinking water, things Noel and I have shared with you throughout the past 30 episodes. Sounds easy, sounds simple, but it's not easy. And that's the hard stuff. Looking deep into yourself and finding, okay, what is my hard stuff that I need to do? And if you can do it, I guarantee you, success is in front of you. And I did it. I can say that I did the 20 over 1,000 boring burpees at weird hours just to condition my body for it. And I achieved it. So you and I are the same. I got no good genes. We share the same genes, Noel. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's just
2 Indian guys in their gyms. But it's so true. And people don't see the behind the scenes, like you said. And like we are right now in the midst of one of our 6-week challenges as well. People are going to see at the end of the 6 weeks that they come out victorious. She joined you all for 6 weeks and she lost 7 or 8 kgs. What they don't see, which is what I'm seeing every day, and I'm coaching, we have about 35 people doing our current 6-week challenge. And every day someone's looking at their meals and they mess up. Like, oops, I ate this and ate that. And that's okay. It's not about finding fault, but it's that accountability. And they couldn't do it on their own, so they seek help. So and people don't like to talk about these things. Coaches don't talk about it. The people who are doing these workouts also normally don't talk about it. So your favorite fitness influencers, or maybe you saw, maybe your neighbor, maybe your old school friend posted their before after photos, or maybe someone packed on so much muscle and they were a scrawny kid in school and now they're like big and buff. You're like, wow, they can do it, right? But they don't tell you what they did and all those things behind the scenes. Because if they did, then maybe a lot more of us would understand that it takes some work, right? But it's also scary because some of you knew the amount of effort it takes to do some of these things. It might kind of scare you as well, right? But it's just here. We're here to tell you. And just how I shared my story, a bit of behind the scenes on how I got to where I am today. And we're still learning, still a work in progress, still seeking new knowledge, still saving money, not in the 100 ringgit format. I don't know. I'll find a new way to do it.
$100, Noel.
No, you gotta buy Bitcoin or something like that. I don't know. Figure out a new way to do it. And Alvin is here also still improving. And this show also, as you can see, it's a work in progress. And we are improving, and because it never stops, right? So one day maybe we will do a show and share more of the behind the scenes, like put another camera somewhere so you see what goes on. But the lesson is that, and Alvin, was there something else you wanted to share before I kind of wrap up this whole becoming a better you segment with 4 tips? I have 4 tips that I believe that everyone can apply. And these are 4 tips that I derived from working in the fitness industry and being a gym owner, and also from experience in my life as well.
Go ahead,
Was there
Noel.
something else? No, you're good? Okay,
Go ahead. Yep.
great. So I have 4 tips, and this is, again, they didn't teach this in school. It's something I think it's accumulated knowledge and hard lessons and messing up and having been told repeatedly. People have told me, I told you so, I told you to do this. Why didn't you? Lost money, lost investments. It's whole kinds of things, right? It all sums up to these 4 lessons. So maybe if I share these 4 lessons to you, I can shortcut. I wish someone would share this. But then here's the thing. There's actually, the journey itself is part of it. If I just gave, if you won 1 million ringgit in the lottery tomorrow, you're just going to spend it all. But if you learn how to make that money and maybe generated a business that can make you that money, you're going to be able to keep that money. Okay. So I don't know, I started rambling, but here's my 4 tips. Okay. The first one is to surround yourself with people that are better than you. To me, that was going for a fitness convention. And that has never stopped. And same for Alvin also. Like even right now, we both have mentors. I have multiple mentors. I have mentoring groups. I have coaching groups for gym owners. And these people help me. Help me with what? Help me with my accounts, because I look at my accounts and the profit and loss and I can't figure out where the money is bleeding. And I have a coach that I can go and show it to. I bet you many people didn't know that. I have someone who looks at my numbers every 3 months and says that, how come you didn't get enough members these 3 months? What have you not been doing? And why did you do this? And why did you spend money there? So I have coaches who specialize working with gyms. So credit to them. I'll just tell everyone who they are. Business for Unicorns, and they run one of the most successful gyms in the US, in New York City. And I coach with them. Now, is it for free? No, it's not free. It costs some money. But I can tell you that if not for having these people to be around, right? There's like at least, how many people in that group? There's like about 30, 40 people in that group, gym owners who suffered together during this pandemic. Lockdown, can't train your clients. Who do we go to? Okay. So in whatever situation you are in, who's your network? It can't be your spouse all the time. Your spouse can support you in different ways. But when it comes to your work and something a goal that you're trying to achieve, you're trying to lose weight, your spouse may not be maybe the last person who can help you in that area. So that's why Surround yourself with people better than you. This could be in the form of a mentor, it could be the form of a coaching group, it could be the form of a trainer, it could be like these weight loss groups people form and they do. Why do they do it? Because it works. Because if you're alone, it's just you and YouTube and a diet plan, it's not going to work, right? And Pat is here. So now a lot of comments coming in, which is great. Pat is saying you spend money to make money. Absolutely. Mentors are great. Michelle is saying number one point, surround yourself with people who are better than you are. That's why we are here with you guys. Oh, she's being nice. Thank you. Okay, great. Okay, first step. Okay, everyone gets the first point. Very important, yeah, very important, because this can really sort things out for you, because you're going to learn lessons along the way. And sometimes you will outgrow a mentor, and that mentor can't help you anymore, and then it's time to move on. Sometimes you will outgrow some of these groups as well. So it's a progress. Second tip is I believe exercise and fitness is a huge component, no matter what you're trying to learn, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to become a better business owner, whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur and start up multiple business. I think fitness, your health, is a foundation, because if your health is down the drain, you can't perform at your best, right? It's like there's do you want to be do you want to be a fighter jet, which can go super fast, is ready to attack, or do you want to be a, what do you call that thing in the rice paddy field, like the really slow bulldozer kind of thing which cuts the grass? You want to be something that's super slow and takes forever to do things, or you want to be a fighter jet? So of course you want to be a fighter jet, right? It's high maintenance. A fighter jet is high maintenance, but how fast can it go? How dangerous it is, right? So in life you want to be a fighter jet, and fighter jet has special needs. You can't just park it there and not do anything with it, like it's gone, right? So how do you become that fighter jet? Is you take care of your health, you train, you sleep, you drink enough water, you go out, get some sunlight, eat better, all these things. So exercise is a huge component of becoming a better you, whether or not fitness is your thing, or whether or not you have a fitness goal. Fitness is foundational. Okay. Third thing, you have to make your efforts. So let's say you want to become a better trainer. Let's say you want to lose 15 pounds. Whatever it is, you have to make it a priority. Otherwise, you will find multiple excuses on why you shouldn't do it. Like, we give up all the time. We human beings give up all the time. So it has to be a priority. And if something really is important enough to you, you will always find a way. Like I found my 100 ringgits from all the corners, and I made it happen. Alvin had a record to break and funds to raise. He made the sacrifice and did all that training. He made it happen. So no excuses. He was doing burpees at odd hours of the day. So what is the price that we are paying? So it has to be a priority, because when it is, you will do anything and everything you can to succeed. And the last tip that I will give you in today's topic of becoming a better you is to help other people also succeed along the way. And you don't have to know everything and don't have to achieve your goal first, then only you help people. No, you help people along the way, because it's just such a good thing to do, number one. Number two is you actually learn when you help other people. You are putting yourself in a position to learn more when you are now responsible for someone else's success. So helping others succeed, helping others, and this is like in whatever way you can. If you're a trainer, find a way to help other people, even if you don't have your certification yet. As you're learning, help someone, help family, help people on your social media. Yes, gyms are closed right now, but can you tell people how many hours a day how many minutes of movement they should get, and what are 10 movements they can do at home that doesn't require a gym? So many ways we can help people. That's just fitness, but in whatever industry that you're in, there's always a way to help people. And which brings me to what I mentioned earlier. If you're watching earlier in the show, I said that I spent thousands and thousands of finding different mentors, and at the end of the day, I got to sit in front of one awesome guy who told me this very huge tip, which until today I apply to everything that I do. So that awesome trainer, one of my mentors now, His name is Mark Fisher. Of course, it was a journey before I eventually found him. So he coaches me in certain areas. And I remember that when I was starting off the lighthouse, as in I wasn't very sure, like, okay, we're going to expand. Should we really get the studio this big? What if we can't pay the rent and all of these things? So he was helping me get my foot on. And he told me this like, okay, Noel, you're starting this, right? He told me this, I'll never ever forget, is that whatever you do, just make sure you do anything and everything that you can to help your clients. That's it. They come to you to lose weight. You do anything and everything that you can. I don't care what it takes you to do it. Beg, borrow, steal, whatever, right? But you do anything you can to help them succeed. That must be your number one motive, because when you help other people achieve their goals, that's really what it is. Being a trainer, if you run a gym, right? Why do people come to you? Because they want to see results. So I've always had that at the back of my mind. And I wish I could have just picked up a book and then had this one thing written on the page. It didn't come that way. It was a journey of investing in education and time and effort. And I found that one pearl of wisdom among many others that I've learned throughout the years, and Alvin has as well, found that one pearl of wisdom which just really changed things for me, and help me to become a better person, help me to become a better coach, help me to become a better gym owner. Yeah, so let me just summarize. The 4 things are: surround yourself with people better than you, get a coach, mentor, multiple mentors. Fitness and your health is a key component of the whole thing. The 3rd thing is you got to make it a priority. And number 4 is when you're doing all of this, you help other people along the way. That's the journey. Those are my 4 tips.
Great. So we're going to put all the 4 tips in the comment section. Everything stays on Facebook. And I'm just going to add one point to that, Noel, to that 4 tips. Throughout our journey, change is painful. Change is difficult. But know that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So if you're comfortable right now, look for change. Do the harder stuff. It is painful. Bear through it, because you all are champions, achievers, heroes. Because at the end of it, that's where success, that's where growth is. So that is our segment of topic of the week.
Yeah, there's a lot of talking from both of us. But anyway, we just wanted to focus and talk about one thing. Right. And if you have any questions, remember that this show still exists. This is not a show about us. It's not. It's the 2 of us here. But the show is still about everyone watching this. Our goal of this show is to be able to help you with anything that you may be struggling with. And today we felt that we want to talk to you about how you can become better in whatever it is that you are doing. So if you have a question about anything that Alvin shared, anything that he mentioned, anything that I shared, or something came up, or you just want to ask us something, comment if you're watching on Instagram. There's a little question mark that you can see, and you can share that. If you're watching on Facebook, just comment your question below. Alvin's keeping his eye on the Facebook feed, or on LinkedIn. He's keeping an eye on there. And we still have a little bit more time. We will be wrapping up soon, and we will be heading over to, we'll stay on for a little bit of chit-chat and after partying. Alvin's going to do 20,000 burpees for us tonight. Is he? No. Did you? Okay, I know you did. Okay, this random question. I know you did a lot of training and preparation, and I think people don't realize also that your 2,000 plus burpees on that day was back to back nonstop. Nowadays, there are a lot of fundraisers where people are doing burpees. Again, not that there's anything wrong with it, but they divide the burpees. They're like, okay, you do 20, you do 20, and I'm like, hang on, that's not. It's okay. It's still burpees, but Alvin did 2,000 plus non-stop, but he had a crowd cheering him on in front of him because he was alone there. I don't know if he would have pulled it off or not. Just being alone, there were people there with him. My question was, after that whole episode of burpees, that whole season, are burpees still a part of your training right now? Do you like do it, or what? What place has burpees taken in your life right now? Just total out of the box question.
Of course, I stopped for a while, but yes, that movement is still part of my training. I still put it every now and then. And that's the fun thing. Initially, I thought I would get tired of burpees, no more burpees. But along the way, I realized that, Alvin, it's hard. don't you say that you want to do the hard thing? Why stop right now just because you master it? Continue to do it. And I find that if right now I do, because I stopped for some time, it needs a little bit more effort. But if I were to continue to do it, it gets better. And it's very interesting you asked me that, Noel. I feel like this applies to everything we do. In the beginning, it's always challenging, because when I first decided to do a chest to ground burpees, after 10 repetitions, I was panting already. I was like thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But I just see through it. And in the end, it can be done. So in the beginning, it's always challenging.
Yeah.
But once you go through it,
Yeah.
you find that you only get better.
Yeah. I bet you now Alvin can do burpees like autopilot, just like, okay, yes, his body knows what to do. Rather than if you tell me to do a burpee, no, I can do it, but I was swearing. There's a question here from Summer. She's asking, how long in duration did you take to do the 2,700 burpees? So how long was
8
the
hours.
fundraiser?
8
hours.
hours.
8 hours of burpees nonstop. Insane. I bet you, is there a YouTube clip somewhere or something? If people search it, they could find it, right?
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yes.
There you go. Alexandra saying this was a wholesome topic of discussion. Thank you for tuning in, Alexandra. That comment means a lot to us. And Summer is saying 2,700 is your warm up now. Yeah, it might be. Great. Okay, over to you.
I'm not going to warm up for 8 hours.
Over to you, Alvin. Is there anything you want to say before we kind of officially wrap this up?
So thank you all so much for being with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, on Instagram. Continue to share with us your questions. For those of you who are watching this offline or much later, do know that it stays on Facebook, episode 31. Feel free to reach out to Noel and I, and we are more than happy to assist you. If you have any suggestions of our new talk show in terms of layout, in terms of content, in terms of ways that we can improve, we really encourage you to let us know, because we are learning as we go in this journey, and you help us to learn best. If just me and Noel bouncing idea, I think we're stuck with our initial name that it took so long to pronounce. Two questions, never mind. So with that being said, thank you all so much for being here with us today. Do know that everything stays on Facebook, including the resources and link will be posted in the comment section. And if you're watching on Facebook and LinkedIn, I invite you to hop over to Instagram for our little after party. So on Instagram handle, it's below on Facebook, as you can see here. Do switch app on Instagram. Noel and I are going to have a little short after party over there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Goodbye to my friends on Facebook and LinkedIn. Instagram friends, we're still here. We're gonna chit chat and be here for a while.